we really going to do this? We kind of looked at each other, and we were like, yeah, let's get on. It was like low down, like I'd say it was like a 20% up.
The man on the lift fell about 20 feet. He is expected to recover. Officials blame a mechanical failure, saying the lift dislodged from its cable.
A Wisconsin man is facing charges for impersonating a Border Patrol agent. Police say he stopped at 2 different police scenes and showed officers fake credentials. He told police he impersonated a border agent because he wants to be one.
Who are you? I'm confused. I don't think I've ever seen a green vest in Muskego.
Police later arrested the man and say they found a hat with U.S. Border Patrol written on it, as well as a green tactical vest with a Border Patrol patch, handcuffs, and a handgun on his hip. He's due in court next week. Kcal News Mornings at 9 starts right now.
This is Kcal News Mornings.
We are awaiting the introduction of Luka Doncic by the Lakers. It's about to begin, and as soon as it starts, we will bring it to you live.
Several days of rain is on the way, and those back-to-back storms have residents in the burn areas on edge. We're live with what they're doing to prepare.
And taking a live look outside right now, I believe this is our Long Beach camera. Little clouds in the sky, but some sunshine too as we prepare for rain headed our way. Good morning. You are watching Kcal News Mornings at 9. Today is Tuesday, February 4th. I'm Rudabeh Shabazzi.
And I'm Christine Lazar in for Jamie Yukas. Thank you for joining us this morning. Paul Diano and Kalina Estrinos are here to bring you your next weather and traffic. We'll start with Paul.
And guys, you may be wondering where's that rainfall, because many of us have sunshine outside. The rain is still in Northern California, where they have received double-digit rainfall over the past several days. We will not get that. We will get the front moving into Southern California later on today. We're quickly going from sunny to cloudy over the metro area, where it's currently 55 degrees. It's 46 for you in Claremont, 57 in Santa Ana. Good morning to you in Simi Valley, where it's 51, Lancaster 55. Next weather headlines. Rain is on the way, but not until later this evening. We will get some early sunshine, and we're not looking at rainfall totals that should induce flooding, so flooding is not expected. High temperatures today, low to mid 60s. Inland Empire 65. That's about 15 degrees cooler than yesterday. Metro area 63 and our beaches 63 degrees. We'll talk about how much rain coming up. We're talking traffic with Kalina right now. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. So we've had another big rig crash this morning. This is southbound 5 past Vista del Lago. 2 right lanes are blocked off. It's been here for a while as well. You can see all of the red building. Also have this issue on the 10 West at Rosemead Boulevard. Middle lane off limits. You can see that backup building as you head in the westbound direction, leaving West Covina, and then stays slow all the way through East LA. Good news though, this crash cleared on the 60 West before the 5 lanes are now open. And a reminder, that 5 freeway issue that I had right at the 110 is out of the way, but we still have lots of traffic on that 5 northbound coming off the 605 heading into downtown. Inland Empire, some improvements, 15 more space in between the cars, which is great. I still have slowing though approaching that 138 and the 91 heading westbound from Tyler to the 241. That'll take you 34 minutes to get through. Also taking a look this morning at Orange County. I had a crash earlier on that 5 northbound. That is out of the way. We still have traffic though in both directions of the 5. This is a look at the southbound traffic through Santa Ana this morning. That starts off out of Anaheim and stays slow into Santa Ana, and then northbound traffic starts off out of Irvine and continues toward the 22. Ladies, back to you.
Kalina, thank you. The rain is about to fall in Southern California, and for those trying to recover and rebuild in the burn scars, this is another headache.
Yeah, those residents and emergency teams are hoping for the best, but they are preparing for the worst. Kcal News reporter Tina Patel is live along the stretch of PCH in the Palisades that's about to close. Tina.
Yeah, and you might remember this stretch of PCH just reopened yesterday, so drivers are frustrated to hear that it's going to close again. But the rain last week did cause some minor mud flows here in the Palisades fire burn scar, and officials with Caltrans say the soil on both the hill and ocean sides of PCH are soft. They could give way in this week's storms. That's why they decided to close the freeway today at 3 p.m. Now, there's also concern about the hillsides in the Eaton fire burn scar. Officials there have been preparing, filling sandbags, putting them in vulnerable areas to direct any water or mud that does come down away from homes and businesses. Fire stations in Pasadena also have sandbag stations for homeowners who have had problems with flooding in the past and want to create their own barriers. LA County Public Works says their crews have been working around the clock in both the Eaton and Palisade fire burn scars to prepare for these storms. They're cleaning drainage areas, debris basins. They've also installed nearly 700 feet of concrete K-rails, but they're still advising drivers to avoid certain areas like the Santa Monica Mountains. Many of the community roads there are being closed to everyone but residents and emergency vehicles, just in case there is flooding or debris flows. Now back here at PCH, again, the highway is going to close at 3 p.m. today from the Chautauqua Boulevard exit here in Pacific Palisades up to Carbon Beach Terrace in Malibu. That's the stretch that was closed until just recently. They say 3 p.m. until further notice. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see exactly how much rain we get in this area. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Tina, thank you. And a developing story right now. A suspect is killed in a police shooting. Assignment manager Mark Lewis at the desk where he's been tracking this story. Mark.
Yeah, we've been following this one all morning. LA County Sheriff's homicide lieutenant told our breaking news crew at the scene they're now the lead agency in this officer-involved shooting. That's after Pomona police say they opened fire on a suspect that was seen chasing two men. Now, this is some video of the crime scene. Now, we've blurred the body of that suspect. It's right there at the bottom of the screen, just behind a Pomona police patrol unit. It's happened last night just before 10 p.m. near Murchison and Stratus in the city of Pomona. Now, LA County Sheriffs are the lead agency here. They say Pomona PD got an anonymous 911 call stating that a man armed with a gun was seen chasing two other men in this area. Now, the caller gave a very good description to Pomona PD of that armed man. Police responded and began a search for that suspect. They say they found him just after 10. Pomona police say there was a confrontation between their officers and that man proved a firearm. That's when Pomona PD opened fire. The man was struck. LA County fire paramedics were called to provide medical aid, but unfortunately, that man later died at the scene. Now, because this is an officer-involved shooting, LA County Sheriff's homicide detectives were called to take over this investigation. The LA medical examiner is now working on identifying that suspect. And one other thing, homicide detectives say, as far as the two men that were seen being chased by that armed suspect, well, they haven't found those two men yet. They're not considered suspects themselves, but homicide detectives do want to talk to them to try and figure out what was going on with this incident. That is the very latest here from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Canada and Mexico get a temporary reprieve from U.S. tariffs while China hits back at the Trump administration's 10% tariff, which is now in effect. Yesterday, the president spoke with the leaders of Mexico and Canada, and both agreed to work together with the U.S. on border security. Mexico agreed to send 10,000 soldiers to the border to stop the flow of undocumented immigrants and drugs like fentanyl into the country. The 25% tariffs on most imports from Canada and Mexico could go into effect March 4th if a deal is not reached with either country. China is now retaliating now that a 10% tariff has been imposed on Chinese imports. Beijing issued a 15% tariff on coal and liquefied natural gas products and a 10% tariff on crude oil from the U.S. China is now also investigating Google on suspicion of violating antitrust laws. The two countries last had a trade war in 2018. And here's a news conference on Luka Doncic. Let's listen in.
And Anthony Davis for their incredible service here. There's no player that played as big a role to our 17th championship than Anthony Davis, who's also a person of incredibly high character. So those three guys are Lakers for life, and just want to thank him before we start. No. So, in thinking about today and what it means, I think Luka Doncic joining forces with the Los Angeles Lakers is a seismic event in NBA history. And the reason I say that is because we have a 25-year-old global